In this video, we demonstrate how to anonymously collect measurement data and also how to anonymously analyze that data. As we have shown in previous videos, the Mobile Technology Lab software can be configured in clinical mode, and this is used to do clinical studies. As you can see here, we can select an existing patient and do measurements, or we can work with a new patient and do a registration. However, we don't always want to register patients. There are many situations where we need to collect data anonymously. Examples might be a health camp, perhaps, or perhaps a community health worker going door to door. So in this case, we need to change this app and change the mode to anonymous. So you go to settings, and here where it says mode, instead of clinical mode, we change it to anonymous mode. So now it's in anonymous mode. And as you can see here, there is no patient registration. There's just simply a start button. There's an optional field if we want to write in the name of the person collecting the measurements. This person can be a doctor or a nurse or a health worker. So for example, I will just make up a name here, say Nadav or Nadal. Okay, and I'm going to hit start. So now for this demonstration, we happen to be using the cardio screener, which is our set of measurements that is used to screen for cardiovascular disease. But all of the different screening tools used by Mobile Technology Lab work in the same way. So as you can see, there is no patient registration, so you can just immediately start by conducting the exam. So in this case, I will just demonstrate with the first two measurements. So the first one is a questionnaire. So we'll do start. It says record new measurement. We say yes. And this happens to be the Framingham questionnaire, which is a very traditional cardiovascular risk score. So the patient's age, I'm just making up some data for this example. So I will say maybe 55, male, patient's height, I will put 180 centimeters, weight, let's say 90 kilos, cholesterol, 250, the blood pressure, this diastolic, you have to put the systolic first and then the diastolic pressure. Okay. Has the patient ever been diagnosed with diabetes? I'll say no. And is the patient currently taking any medication for blood pressure? I'll say yes. Does the patient smoke regularly? I'll say no. And that's it. And it says questionnaire completed, and the risk score is actually relatively high for developing some type of cardiovascular disease within the next 10 years. But this is only the first part of the exam, so you can view a summary of your questions here, the answers that the patient gave, or you can exit and go back out to this. Now the next one, we're going to measure the pulse. So to do that, in this demonstration, we're going to use the built-in camera so that we don't need to use an external pulse oximeter. However, this can also be used with an external pulse oximeter. That can be demonstrated in a separate video. So I'm going to do start. It says, do you want to record a new measurement? Yes. It gives you instructions for how to place your finger. I will use this hand to try to demonstrate that. And when I press start, as you can see, the light turns on the back. You have to place your finger over the light and the camera, and you hold it flat. Just let the phone lightly rest on the finger. And I'm going to press record. And now it's going to record data. There we go. It's going to record data for 30 seconds. And as you can see, it's recording my pulse. And we'll do this for 30 seconds, and then we can continue to the next step. So the hand has to be held very still, and you don't touch the phone, just let it rest. There, it's done. So now I could press continue. So the light turned off, and now we can see the data that we collected. You can scroll through that data. You should see these waves going up and down. That's your pulse. So that is a, you want to make sure you see a reasonably good signal. It doesn't all have to be perfect, but you at least want to see some of the pulses in the data. Okay, so I'm going to press, if it does not look good, you can press discard, and then it will let you retake the measurement. You can then start over and take a new measurement. Or if it looks good, you can press continue. And now as you can see, it says it's completed. So I'm going to go to the next step here. I'm going to press analyze and continue. And now what it's doing is it's analyzing each individual measurement. And you can see here, these icons have changed to a green check mark in the cloud. So that means the measurement has been completed. I could then review my measurements one at a time. So again, I can see this, but now that this has been analyzed, there's some additional information which you can see here. So I can use these little arrows to change from one page to the next page, like that. So I can then close this, and now finally I'm going to analyze this to get my overall risk score. So I'm going to press run analysis, and it says proceed with analysis. I say yes. Which measurements do you want? Do you just want to do the questionnaire, or do you want to do both, or just the pulse? So I'm going to do both, and then I'm going to press done. And now it's analyzing, and it's giving me a diagnostic prediction using all of the data together. And here are the final results. So it says when the data was combined together, it's actually relatively healthy, and it gives you the parameters for the pulse. Now I can save this, and if I press save, it saves the data as a PNG file inside the folder, specific folder on the phone, so that that is basically an image which can be sent to another doctor or to another person via a WhatsApp message, or however you want to share that at social media. But that's how you save the results. But besides that, there is no other information that is saved. And if you don't press save, nothing will be saved. Everything will be deleted when you go to the next patient. So I could do exit, which will just go back to here. And if I go back to this screen, I can then rerun the analysis if I want. I have to select the measurements. And now it's rerunning the analysis again. Okay, but now this time I'm just gonna do, instead of exit, I'm gonna do new patient. So basically, I can finish saving this, and I can press new patient, which will then, that will erase all of the data, and now I can start again with the next patient. So what I have just done is I have completed a measurement on an anonymous patient, an anonymous person, and none of the data is saved, but the only thing that is saved is the overall final results, and that saving is optional. But no information is collected from the patient, so the patient does not need to be registered. So I think that's it. Thank you for watching.